The action in this song comes to us from a video game called Odin Sphere, although it might also be called Odin Quest. I always forget. You sort of don't look at the title too much after you get involved with the game, and then the title sort of disappears into the game unless the name is something like The Legend of Zelda. Then you remember that one. But Odin Sphere, Odin Quest, I don't really know. I don't even know what Odin had to do with the whole game. It was mainly rooted in Japanese mythology. Odin is not a Japanese god. So if I had dwelled too long on the question, I might have lost my mind or lost focus on the game. But it has these very long, what's called a cutscene. If you don't play video games, a cutscene is you play and you mash buttons and you shoot all the bad guys, and you go through all this action. But then, for there to be a story, ideally, there's a little sequence where some plot line gets filled in and invests you with some emotional attachment to the character you're doing and some antipathy toward the characters that you are killing in their thousands, right? And the original cutscenes were in Donkey Kong, where he gets to the top and he tries to get the princess from the monkey, and the monkey goes up to the next level, and the plumber finds himself in another maze, and it never ends, and that's his entire existence, and it's tragic, and probably after 10 or 12 screens he concludes that there's no God, and the universe is malevolent and cruel, and yet he's incapable of hitting himself with the hammer and taking himself out of his misery. He can only hit the fireballs that the monkey throws at him. It's a hard world for Mario. But this is a different game with much longer cutscenes, with cutscenes that more closely resemble my song intros. They go on for 10 minutes, and you don't really know where they're going or understand what they're talking about all of the time. But you give them the benefit of the doubt because they, have a nice coat on or something. So, but in this one, it's rooted in Japanese mythology about which I, like 90-odd% of people in the West, know absolutely nothing about. Right? So I'm learning from these screens that you can go to hell and come back in some Japanese religious ideas, and some people do go to hell, and somebody else goes down to hell to search for something else and runs across some people he used to know. And the people he used to know strike up a conversation with him, and they're talking, and he tries to sympathize with them. And they shoot him with a hard Japanese anime look and deliver the chorus to this song. I saw some old friends as I came to the city gate. They asked me where I'd been of late. I hadn't been anywhere, but what was I going to say? Two hopeful people looking at me that way. You and your brother, you both escaped the curse. You can't comprehend what it's like. We stood in the sunlight and they asked me where I'd been. Held the gate open and told me to come on in. I saw the nice green grass, so nice on the other side. Couldn't explain myself to them, but I tried. You and your brother, you both escaped the curse. You can't comprehend what it's like. The ground was dry but giving, the sky was nearly black. Saw some old friends when I looked back. Remember my old home, haven't forgotten yet. What happens on the day when I forget? You and your brother, you both escaped the curse, so you can't comprehend what it's like.